What's up, YouTube world? Hollywood here on today's episode of Hollywood's Historical Ancestor Sunday. Born Peter Alexeyevich Romanov, 1672 in Moscow, and died 1725 St. Petersburg. He first married Eudoxia Fyodorovna Lapukina and divorced in 1698. He then married Marta Samoilovna Skavronskaya, also known as Catherine I of Russia, who was said by Voltaire to be nearly as extraordinary as Peter the Great himself. He was the father of Alexei Petrovich, Alexander, Anna, Elizabeth, and Natalia. He was the son of Alexei Alexis Mikhailovich of Russia and Natalia Krylovna Narishkina. He is my second great-grandfather of spouse of 14th cousin 6 times removed. Here's how. Peter the Great Romanov married Catherine I of Russia. Their daughter Anna Petrovna Romanov married Charles Holstein Gottorp, and their son Peter III Holstein Gottorp Romanov married Catherine the Great. Their son Paul I married Sophia Württemberg, and their daughter Anna Pavlovna married William II Orange-Nassau. His father William I Orange-Nassau married Friederike Hohenzollern. His father William V Orange-Nassau married Frederica Hohenzollern. Her father, Augustus Hohenzollern, married Louise Brunswick Wolfenbüttel, and his father, Frederick Hohenzollern, married Sophia of Hanover, and her father, George I of Hanover, married Sophia of Celle, and his father, Ernest Hanover, married Sophia Wittelsbach, and her father, Frederick V Wittelsbach, married Elizabeth Stuart, and her father, James Stuart, married Anne Oldenburg, and his mother, Mary Stuart, married Henry Stuart, and her father, James Stuart, married Mary Bourbon, and his father, James Stuart, married Margaret Tudor, and his father, James Stuart, married Margaret Oldenburg, and his father, James Stuart, married Mary Gelders, and his father, James Stuart, married Joan Beaufort, and his father, Robert Stuart, married Annabella Drummond, and their daughter, Margaret Stuart, married Archibald Douglas, and their daughter, Margaret Douglas, married William Sinclair, and their daughter Margaret Sinclair married Walter Ogilvie, and their son James Ogilvie married Margaret Inez, and their daughter Elizabeth Ogilvie marries John Grant. Their son John Grant marries Marjorie Wilson, and their son John Oyt Grant marries Christian Rose, and their son William Grant marries Janet Rose, and their son John Grant marries Hester Foote, and their son William Grant marries Margaret White, and their son William Grant marries Mary Morris, and their son Alexander Grant marries Susanna Morris, and their daughter Margaret Grant marries James Morgan, and their son Perminter Grant marries Charity Young, and their son Elijah Morgan married Nancy Smathers, and their son Jephthah Morgan married Laura Robinson, and their daughter Lillian Morgan married William Harris, and their daughter Margaret Harris married Frank Brookshire, and they were my grandparents. Well, that's it for today's show. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, share it, and subscribe.